Hey, what's up, guys? So I wanted to talk about a specific video that I saw on um, YouTube within the Call of Duty community, something that I feel is very important and something that people really need to think about when they're playing Call of Duty or when they watch YouTube videos of TrueGameData, of Exclusive Ace, of JGOD, of all these people that are generating this content for us and for the Call of Duty community. This video with the insane Warzone discoveries that was posted today is a big of an eye-opener, and I think it's an eye-opener to the scene and to sources of information, validity of information, and really understanding and truly knowing the real answers and not just going along with what everyone says. And this discovery kind of lends itself to point towards that point. So for years, or not for years, so for the entire year of Warzone, people were basically saying, monolithic suppressor, VLK optic decreases recoil, the new canted hybrid reduces it by a certain number of percentages. You want guns with high bullet velocity and damage range, and those damage ranges carry over from multiplayer into Warzone, and we assume once it reaches those damage drop-offs, those are the ranges, and those are the ranges that we're going to go by. And then the recent testing that now is done between private lobbies has basically debunked all of that information. So he goes over here and says, the P90, he's looking at the M4A1, it actually has a very good time to kill, and it doesn't have the same drop-off as the other guns do. So basically what this means now is there's only two sets of damage ranges for most of the guns in the game. And he's going over this and he's saying, a lot of people were like, oh, the AN-94 is not really a great gun, or the Holger is not really a great gun. It has this bullet velocity problem, and, monolithic suppressor is the way because it increases the damage range. But what this video is proving now is the damage range is not as dropped off as we believed it to be. So a lot of people were like, oh, the Kilo's the top gun, I'm going to use the Kilo. Oh, the Bruin got nerfed, I'm going to just jump off the Bruin. Or, oh, the Grau was nerfed, I'm going to jump off the Grau because I saw this video and it said that it was nerfed now. And if you guys watch this video, Insane Warzone Discoveries, True Warzone Damage Profiles Revealed, it basically kind of debunks that information. I was using the Bruin very much after the nerf because I wanted to feel what was really changed within that weapon. Is it really still bad? Can I still not hit people 150, 200 meters out, or whatever that distance is with this gun when I'm using my VLK optic? And I found that I was doing okay with it still. I'm not a top player or anything, but I was doing really well with that gun, and I'm like, I don't know, man, I think this thing still kind of slaps. I still think it's pretty good. And I've tried using the Holger before. It's not the best gun or anything like that, but I've had some success with it. I've been able to really stay on target and melt people from maybe up to 100, 150 meters. I'm not across the map, I'm not shooting people or anything like that with the Holger, but I was able to kill people relatively well, and I felt like it had a comparison to the Kilo. I was like, okay, well, this is doing pretty well against the Kilo.
And then blue drop off. So I'm pretty confident that's what the tweet meant.
These guns that people are like, oh, it's really not that good because it doesn't have this damage range, or it doesn't have this thing, or we got to use monolithic suppressor. I feel like no one really knows what they're talking about, and we didn't for a whole year. So Warzone has been out, I think it was April of 2019 it officially came out, or I don't remember because it came out mid-year when it was December or January. It started up and Warzone began its whole cycle. And for this whole year almost that we've been playing Warzone, we've been basically running off non-tested false information is what this video is proving to us. And I've always thought, for instance, that the monolithic suppressor versus the lightweight suppressor has a better ADS time, but the monolithic suppressor gives it the damage range, right? So it gives it the suppression and it gives it the damage range. So we're like, oh, we always want the damage range. But if the damage range is less or greater than we thought it was, and the drop off is less, is the damage range that we are gaining from that maybe worth the ADS? Maybe that's something else that we need to test. All these other guns and all these things that we were like, oh, well, this gun is really bad because it doesn't do this, or bullet velocity that, because I saw this video and that's what the truth of the Lord is, or the book of the Warzone. And I think this video has kind of shown us that we as a community, we as people that play Warzone, need to feel guns out and feel things out for ourselves. And that's the whole point that I'm trying to make is, you watch these videos of these YouTubers, these Nick Mercs, these Closies, these Tim the Tatmans, these Crowders, TrueGameData, Exclusive Ace, J God, Swag, FaZe Jev, FaZe Pamaj, all these players saying this gun is the best, you guys use this, I'm telling you this is the gun. They're only doing it to make clicks. They're only doing this to make content, to be successful. That's the purpose of their channels. They're not there to make you really better players. They're there to make money off of you. They're there for a full-time gig. They're there to be successful for you. That's the purpose of the channel. They're not there to really make you better players. They're there to get clicks and to generate interest. And because you think that this is what they need to do to be better players, you're going to click their content more. Whether it's Isaac, whether it's Cloaksy, it doesn't matter what player you follow, whether it's Aiden, it doesn't matter who it is. The point is that they were wrong. These players that you idolized, that you looked up to and were like, yeah, these guys know exactly what they're talking about. They know everything. They didn't know everything. They were wrong. And TrueGameData, thank you for bringing this to fruition. It's amazing because it's teaching the community something. Use the guns and use the things and try out the things that work for you. Whether you like the M13, whether you like the AK-47, whether you like the CR-56, whether you like the M4, whatever gun or whatever loadout or whatever character in a fighting game or whatever thing you play and do, or in Call of Duty's case, whatever feels best for you and is successful for you is what you should be using. I'm personally a big AMAX fan. I've been a huge CR-56 AMAX fan since it came out. I was the only gun I got Obsidian, and I was really into it, and it worked for me. And it turns out, by funny coincidence, it's the best gun. Based on his video, obviously with the DMR nerfs and the Type 63, those guns are really, really very strong right now. And those have been, it's like a 2-shot kill to the head, and those are just broken, right? But every other gun, whether it be the AN-94, whether it be the Holger, whether it be the M91, please watch this video. It's a wonderful video, and honestly, this dude is bringing this information out, and he tested and he did all these tests with all these players, putting all these people here that helped him test with the private matches, all these people that tested all the ranges, all the guns, all the stuff, and then he replotted the data, and look, like the AN-94 has a great time to kill from far out, and we were wrong. Like, this stuff was wrong, and everyone was like, oh, well, it doesn't feel it, this isn't what the data says, so this dude who did it is right. And it's not. So, you've been playing a false meta the whole time. And that's kind of a crazy concept. So, I guess what I'm getting at, or what I'm saying is, play the game, play what works for you, and do the experimenting yourself. What works, what do you kill best with? What works for your style? Are you a sniper? Does the HDR feel better in your hands than the AX50? Does the SPR feel better than the HDR for you? What works for you is what's going to make you a better player. And following all this tech and following all these people for a whole year and them being wrong kind of shows you don't always want to follow the lead all the time. Maybe you need to find out what works for you and what works best because that's what's going to generate your success. You know, if you can't jump or you can't dunk in basketball, you're not going to dunk. It doesn't matter if that's what everyone does. Maybe you're a better passer. You know, maybe you're a better rebounder. You know, it doesn't matter if, you know, it's the best thing. But what makes you the best player is going to make you stand out. You know, if it's like, you know, Jason Kidd and LeBron James, you know, go at it head to head, Jason Kidd isn't going to score on LeBron. He's not going to outdo that. Or, you know, Steve Nash, or, you know, any of those, or Chris Paul, you know, in NBA. It's like they're going to be better passers. You know, they're going to be contributing to the team in other ways. Similar to Warzone. You know, if you're a better driver, you're going to be driving around the car better than someone who snipes. You know, it's like play what works best for your style. Pick the guns that work best for you. And this video is just prime evidence of that. Is that the community that plays Warzone really kind of needs to swallow the pill, you know, just kind of swallow their pride for a second and realize, oh shit, everything that we think we know could be wrong. You know, maybe that lightweight suppressor is the play, and maybe we're not really testing the damage range between the lightweight and the monolithic suppressor. We don't know that. You know, maybe there's other optics out there. I'm just throwing shit at a wall, but maybe there's other optics out there that actually increase the damage range, or maybe it increases the damage. I mean, we don't know. We don't know. And, I mean, knowing Call of Duty and their hidden stats, maybe that's a possibility. We just don't know. So play the game, experiment, don't use the same optic that everybody's using because, oh, they say it's the best. Find out for yourself what works for you as a player and what guns work for you as a player. Thanks, guys.